What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Blythe and I'm gardening in Zone 8A in Eastern Georgia. Today I want to take you on a tour of my in-ground garden here. I'm doing a bi-weekly garden tour for the whole entire summer of 2025. So if you want to check out April's garden tour, you can watch it on my channel. Let's get going. We have had like a ton of rain the last few days and it has made it really chilly, so I had to grab a hot cup of coffee and a sweater to do this tour for you guys. And I just wanted to apologize in advance. We do live on a highway, and so it's a little bit noisy here, so hopefully you guys can hear me well enough. So this is the overview. I've got 5 arched trellises here at the beginning of the garden, and then I have like rows that go down each trellis, and then I also have a walk-in greenhouse tunnel. Let's get started. We'll go down the first row right here. Another thing about it being so rainy and like cloudy and cold is the garden is literally popping. Like everything looks so green. I love it. So right here on this first trellis here, I have turkey gizzard beans, if you guys can see. They are doing really well. I got these from a client of mine, and they are beans like directly passed down in her family here, so that is really special to me that she wanted to give me some. So we're growing them this year. She said they're just like a green bean, so that's how I'm going to use them. And then next to that, we've got a honey drop cherry tomato, and this is kind of an experiment. I did have this as an extra, and I just popped it here on the arch trellis because I always see like people doing like these beautiful arch trellises with their tomatoes, and my tomatoes have never really gotten to that point where I think that they would reach over an entire arch trellis. So I'm going to experiment this year, and I'm not going to be pruning this one, and then I have another one I'm going to show you guys just to see how it does. I typically prune pretty heavy because I grow so close together because I love variety, but I am just going to let this one go and see how it does. So yeah, it's already looking really nice and full and lush. I've just been like threading it through the trellis here, but I might have to secure this so that it won't be falling out of there. Next to that, I've got an entire row of sunflowers, and there's all different varieties of sunflowers, and they're all doing really well. The storm did kind of knock them down a little bit, and so I came out here and just put like some crossed bamboo stakes and then zip tied it to try to like hold them up, and it's working really well. They're not, you know, falling into the walkway anymore, which is nice. So yeah, this one is one of my favorites, called Chianti. I am so excited. I'm so excited to see these bloom. It's going to be so pretty. I kind of wish that I would have succession sowed these a little bit, but I think once they bloom, I'll be able to take them out since I started them so early and do a whole nother round for fall. So yeah, this is all of them down this way, looking so beautiful. And then on the end here, I've got Persian carpet zinnias that are doing well. The sunflowers are shading them a little bit. I've got a little marigold here that I had extra, so I popped it in there. But they're actually doing really well for kind of being shaded out, which is really exciting. Volunteer sunflower there. And then all down this row, I have zinnias, and they're doing so well. And I didn't pinch these, guys. I was totally planning on coming and pinching these, and literally the day, oh my gosh, they're already budded up. Wow, that is so exciting. Literally the day that I was like, oh, I'm gonna come pinch my zinnias, I already came out here and noticed that they were doing the thing without me having to help them along. So they are spaced really close together, and as you can see, I've put bamboo stakes pretty much in every row because all these things are going to need to be, I need to order a few more for this area, but all these things are going to need to be helped in some way. So my first plan is to try like the little nylon netting and see if that works with these bamboo stakes, and if not, then we're just gonna have to rework rework our securing flowers and plants system here, but hopefully it works. I didn't do any kind of securing last year, and these didn't do too bad. The zinnias did fall into the row, the sunflowers did a little bit, but I'm not really like super pressed about that because I do like a little bit of chaos in the garden. I think it makes it really beautiful. So, but yeah, so we have lots of different varieties of zinnias all down this way. I'm so happy with them. They're so cute. I think I spaced them a little bit close, but I really think that they're going to be totally fine, and I think they're going to do really well. So there's that, and we'll go back down this way. And now this is the other side of the arched trellis on the first row, and these here are Blauhild beans, and they're a purple pole bean. They cook to green, but they are incredible. Like the dark stems and the leaves, oh my gosh, these are a statement. They're so pretty. Try to get that guy going. I have to do a lot of training with my stuff. I don't have to, but I just kind of just like to try to keep them happy and contained. But they are already all the way up here, you guys. Already all the way up here on the trellis, which is awesome. I don't see any flowers yet, but hopefully we'll be getting some flowers soon. And these are pick and come again. They are not like bush beans in my experience. Like I grew bush beans for the first time last year, and I wasn't a big fan because it's just like one flush, maybe a little bit more after you pick them, and then they're done. I can see the appeal of them. For some things, like when my garlic comes out, I thought about doing some bush beans in that bed just because I want to kind of fix the soil a little bit. And then also like they're fast and easy. It's something that I can put in there now that I'll be able to harvest later. So I can understand that appeal, but having these, if you can have pole beans, like I highly recommend it because as long as you're picking them, they are still going to keep blooming and you'll be having green beans all season long. So that is the Blauhild beans. Coming this way, I've got a volunteer sunflower here from last year's mulch that I never put in the compost. It's just like sitting out here. But honestly, it's kind of like keeping the weeds at bay a little bit. So I'm fine with it. I actually do have a lot of volunteers in this leftover stuff from last year. And I'm just kind of like leaving them for now. This is mainly the one that I want to save because it's just already so big, so I don't have the heart to take it out. Look at that dandelion. That's huge. So on the other side of the Blauhild beans, I have Blauhild beans. I think it'll look really pretty. Instead of like having one big arch of all Blauhild, I think having like some come this way and some come that way will be really pretty. So they're doing the same thing. They're looking really good. On this first part of the trellis, I have Chinese python snake beans, and I've never grown this before. I'm really excited about it. According to the packet and the internet, you can use them like cucumbers kind of, or like a young squash / zucchini, like summer squash. And they're doing really well. And I had these seeds for a few years and I never worked them into the garden plan. And so this year I found them and I was like, I'm just gonna like cut out a couple Blauhild and just try these. I don't know. Apparently they're supposed to get huge, so we'll see. So we'll just zigzag. We'll just walk down this way and then scoot back around here. So down on the end of this row, I have sesame. And it is looking really good. I've never grown sesame before, and I just did 5 plants, and they're probably way too close together, but that's okay. Looks like a little volunteer one over there. So we'll see what happens. I'm really excited about that. I've got some more sunflowers back here that I transplanted that are doing really well. I just don't have the heart. When I was thinning these out, I just like popped some all over the place. And then on this side of the second row, I have eggplants. See, there's eggplants here, 3 eggplants there. And these are all sweet peppers. And they look incredible. I got these in the ground, what is it, like a couple weeks ago now, and they have pushed so much growth. They have already branched out, which is awesome. I've got Purple Beauty here, and I am just so excited. And like I said, I didn't use any supports last year except like a few of my peppers I like put a bamboo stake next to and then like secured it. But this year I'm hoping that I can really get these guys secured and able to stand up, and then we'll just be like picking peppers all season long. I'm really excited. I've got like a ton of these Pippin's Golden Honey because they're my favorite pepper ever. I've got like 8 of them. I'm really excited. Oh my gosh, the first flower. Ooh, that is so exciting. I'm so glad it's on my Pippin's Golden Honey. Actually, back here I just noticed there's another one. Ooh, and a little spider. This is Ajvarski. It's got a couple of little flowers on it as well. Yay! So exciting. Honestly, if I had to pick one, my #1 favorite thing to grow in the garden, it's peppers. I love growing peppers. They're so easy and like they're so good. You can do so much with them. #1 favorite. Don't tell any other plants. So next to the sweet peppers, I've got this lovely kiwi. It's a hardy kiwi. And it lost its mate, unfortunately, and I don't remember which one it was, if this was male or female. So I'm trying to, I've said this so many times, but I'm trying to see if this one will flower for me, which I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I don't have the heart to do anything with it. I'm just letting it grow. It's already at the top of that trellis over there and right here. So hopefully, like I said, hopefully this thing will flower. I don't see anything that looks like flowers quite yet, but it is huge. It is taking over. It's here. We'll see what happens with it later on. On this trellis here, across from the other Blauhild beans, I have center cut squash, which is, it's from Row 7 Seed Company, and it is a smaller tromboncino. Ew, little babies. A smaller tromboncino squash, and it vines, obviously. So I'm trying to keep it on the trellis here. I do have have a lot of these plants, and I'm really trying to make sure that the squash vine borers do not get my squash this year, because I'm gonna be really mad if they do, because I've got a lot of them. So I've been out here checking every day for the little squash vine borer eggs, which I think I see one, so I need to do my routine again today. Center cut squash here. On this side, I have Canada crookneck, which is a butternut type squash. Looking good, except I have no idea what that is. That's kind of sad. But yeah, it's looking really good. Like I said, I'm looking for these squash vine borer eggs every single day. I've recently learned that there is a type of squash that the vine borers won't go for typically, and I cannot remember what it is right now, but I'm really gonna look into that, because if I can just mainly be growing those types of squash, then maybe I'll be good. I also recently found out that squash vine borers don't exist past Texas. And by past Texas, I mean in the West. I'm not sure why, but it doesn't really seem fair to me that all you guys on the West Coast don't have to deal with the squash vine borers, but it's okay. Canada crookneck, let's see, sweet peppers, eggplants, and then back here, I've got ground cherries. So I've got a few different varieties, and some of them, they're really starting to take off, which is super exciting. A little garden snack. I love ground cherries so much. So ground cherries, and then this year is hot peppers. And I tried to do them like least spicy to most spicy, so we'll see. We'll see how that goes. On this trellis here, I have Honey Boat Delicata Squash. That's looking awesome. And I haven't seen any tendrils, but it's supposedly supposed to be a like vining / trailing type of squash, but we'll see. If not, it'll just be coming out in the walkways, and that's fine with me too. Volunteer zinnias. And then on this side of the trellis, I have candy roaster squash, which is huge. And it's looking so good. The candy roaster must be that type of squash that I was saying doesn't get vine borers very often, because it's the only one that did really well for me last year, actually. So hopefully it will do really well again for me this year. So we've got hot peppers again. And then down here, I've got Dakota black popcorn. At the end here, this is kind of like a weird, the rows, the way that they like lined up back here kind of got a little weird. So I just put like a little row of corn here, a little block of corn. We'll see what happens. So next to that, I've got stock and larkspur, which super exciting. Oh, little guy. Stock, larkspur, a couple of marigolds I had extra, some cilantro, that kind of stuff. Doing well. I had to reseed the other day on a vlog. You guys can check that out if you'd like, because the transplanting did not go extremely well for my stock. Next to the stock, I have Lisianthus, which we just planted out the other day, and luckily it's looking good. So I transplanted on a day that was supposed to be cloudy, and it ended up being sunny, and I transplanted in the afternoon, and so nothing too terrible happened to it. And then the last couple days, like I said, have been so cloudy and windy, and I think it really is just making these guys happy while they're transplanting into the ground, which I'm so happy about, because like these guys have been stressing me out so bad. Like they're such slow growers. I've been putting off transplanting them because I'm so nervous about it. And you know what, if it doesn't work, we'll try again next year, and that's okay. Next to the Lisianthus, I have dahlias, or what was supposed to be dahlias. All of my floret dahlia seedlings, or seedling dahlias, died. They got rotted. They're right here, you can see. I haven't even done anything with them, you guys. I've just been like leaving them here because I'm so depressed about my dahlia seedlings. So I ended up seeding some dreadlock amaranth here the other day, but most of the dahlias are doing good, so I'm really happy about that. Look at this one. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be so pretty. And this is the Floral dinner plate, my favorite. I also transplanted a little artichoke there the other day. So on this trellis here, I've got a couple of honey nut butternut squashes. I just had a couple seeds left, so I threw those in. And then right here, I've got Ayote green flesh squash, doing really well. This is interesting. I've never seen like the light green. Interesting. That's really pretty. Most of them have this like silvery on them. This one has just like a light green. It's really pretty. Yeah, so Ayote green flesh squash, which is like a butternut, green flesh butternut. On the other side of that trellis, I have Kajari melon, doing really well, my favorite melon. And then on the end here, I've got a couple of golden honeymoon melons, doing really well. Flowers, we'll just go ahead and pop over on this side. I've got some Cajo watermelon. I've got 3 of those. Well, I had 4. Looks like something might have gotten into that one. Cajo watermelon, which is a personal size, orangey peach colored watermelon. Next to that, I've got a Pippin's Golden Honey that flopped over, and I thought it was gonna die. I just popped it over here, and it's doing well. Well, it's not doing well. It's doing okay. It didn't die. Brandywine here, this is the one I was gonna not prune and see what it does up the trellis. And then I have one Royal Golden watermelon here, which I think that this is a personal size, but I can't remember. So if it goes up the trellis, cool, but if it goes out, that's fine too. Next to that trellis, I have eucalyptus here, a volunteer ground cherry here, and 500 volunteer cucumbers are right here that I'm hoping is my favorite cucumber siccum that I didn't get seeds for this year because I thought I had them and then forgot. Anyway, it's a whole story. Hoping it's siccum, but we'll see. I'm just leaving them. We'll see what happens. And then next to the eucalyptus, I have Bells of Ireland, Status, some watermelons tucked in the back here so that they can spill over into the yard. Didiscus, more watermelons, Hibiscus, Baby's Breath, Carmen Pink Baby's Breath. And then in the corner here, I have Rose Gold Celosia that's doing really well. And a couple of, another ground cherry volunteer. Hello. I'm keeping all the ground cherry volunteers because, well, maybe not all of them. We'll see. We'll see how many come up. Because I love ground cherries and I can't. I love them so much. I don't even care. Like, even if we don't eat them all, like, it's fine. They're fine. Nasturtium, another nasturtium, Rose Gold Celosia, Foxglove, Echinacea, Rose Gold Celosia, and then here we have Flamingo Feather Celosia next to the corn. So, yeah. So that's it for out here in... I need to order a new cover for my tunnel here. You guys can see the wind took it out a few times. Anyway, so that's it for out here in the in-ground garden, and I'm going to take you guys into the tunnel. So you can see some of the sunflowers are trying to fall down on me. Stick them back in there. Okay. They'll just stay there. So here's the tunnel, and I'm calling this the tomato tunnel this year because this is where the tomatoes are. And it is looking so good, you guys. This is like literally so magical to me. Like just walking in here in the different rows and like all the strings, everything's so tidy and just looking so cute. Basically, real quick, I'm not going to go over like a bunch of varieties or anything, but we've got tomatoes in here. Tons of tomatoes, you guys can see. I've already got one pretty good sized one happening. This is the Fallon's First Snow tomato. Really excited about that one. Actually, it's probably the one I'm most excited about this year. So that's exciting that it's going first. Oh, I just noticed these. Exciting. So just real quick, I've got tomatoes in here. I also have a few companion plants planted around in here, so I'm just gonna like give you guys an overview of that. I've got summer squashes in between. I've got nasturtium in between. Some cilantro. Hopefully that'll come up well. Nasturtium. I've got some marigolds and lots of squash. Like, look, oh my gosh, this is huge. Look at that. That's huge. My variegated tomatoes are so pretty. Marigolds, and then I also have my peach reapers in here. So you guys can see in between the tomatoes, I've got 1, 2, 3 of them. And the reason that they're in here in the tunnel is because I have a toddler. So we are keeping the super hot peppers as far away as we can. This is really cool. I had peppers in the tunnel last year, and there's like a ton of volunteers right here. I'm pretty sure this is Coyote Zan White, and I'm not gonna let it grow just because I really want my squash. So sorry, peppers. I also have like even more volunteers here. Look at that. Wow. So we might accidentally get one of those growing, but that's okay. I don't mind. Lots of stuff in the tunnel here. Like I said, it still kind of has a little bit of growing up to do, but that's okay. The cilantro is doing better than the other one. This nasturtium is doing better than all of them, probably because it actually has light. I've got 2 Brandywine tomatoes here, and they were totally chopped down by something, and this one grew back on its own. This one I stuck in water and rerooted, and it is coming back beautifully, so that's exciting. So yeah, this is the beautiful tomato tunnel this year. But that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you'll stick around and see how my garden grows. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a great rest of your day.